Okay, I am live. Hello, everybody. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm just gonna wait until I'm live on Instagram. Let me take a minute, and there we go. So I'm live on Instagram as well. How does it get any better than this? And hello to you if you're watching this now or in the future. And today I'm going to talk about Access X-Men and embodiment. And embodiment is when we choose to embody, have a body, we just don't occupy or embody this body, but we embody this whole reality. And in the world that we're living, the dominant reality is right and wrong, good and bad. You can choose this, you can choose this. And there is so many rules and regulations, and there is so many structures, and we are so aware of that. And that is one of the things with X-Men, we are so aware. And to give a little bit information about Access X-Men as well, for those that do not know, Access X-Men are the people that is diagnosed or undiagnosed, and in this reality, people called disable. And for some of them, it could be OCD, ADHD, autism, or any other label that put on these people. And again, like that is a structure, is a box where people are looking to put them into a certain box, so they don't have to deal with them. They can categorize them as wrong and not see the gift in them. And Access X-Men is where we invite you to look at from a different perspective to what you decided is a disability or a wrongness. And I, many years ago, maybe like 9 years ago, I met with Access Consciousness. In that point of my life, I was making myself so wrong, and I was trying to make this reality work for me instead of truly embracing what is true for me and choosing what works for me. And that is what I would love to invite you all to, starting to acknowledge like where you are different and starting to receive. Oops, I apologize for that. I forgot to close my WhatsApp. And really starting to receive the different possibilities are available to you. And this is one of the things that I was exploring this week. Oh, sorry for this. Actually, I do not. Hi, of course, somebody's calling me because I'm going live. And one of the things that I was looking at is like where I am so different, and instead of acknowledging the difference that I am, I was making that into a wrongness. Like one of the functionalities that I have is like I enjoy working in many projects at one time. I cannot just focus on one thing. And that's one of the things that I was trying to do when I was in the medical school. I was like, oh, like I have to focus. I have to learn all of this information, and then I would be successful. But it was not working. I was trying to embody again this reality instead of embodying my reality, which is working in so many projects at the same time. And like when I starting to choose that, like adding to my life, because I had the point of view that I have to take things out of my life so I can focus on one thing, so I will be successful on that. But it just didn't work for me. And what are you trying to make work for you that is not working for you, that if you embodied what is true for you, that would open up a totally different possibility where you are grateful for you, that there is a sense of peace, ease, relaxation, calmness. Like that's one of the things that I become aware of. Like when I am congruent with what is true for me, like everything in my life has so much space, so much ease, so much joy. And I get one of the ways that you can start to develop this ability is starting to like write down like are you different and where you choose something different that worked for you. And that is going beyond this reality, like which we call an access consciousness, the messed reality, matter, energy, space, and time, which they took two elements that is an invention, which is matters, like where we make things matters, like in the medical school, to give that example again, I was making fitting in matter. I was like, if I can fit in, if I can make this work, then everything in my life would work. But again, it was not working. And then we have time, like how many of you using time to limit you and using it against you instead of for you, and energy and space, which is the natural elements that exist on the universe. And the reason that they put these things together, because when you put a truth with a lie attached, it sticks better. And yeah, so that's the missed reality. The reality that a lot of people align and agree that's real and true for us. And where are you embodying that reality where you are trying to make that real and true for you instead of following what you know? And as an expand, we have an incredible capacity to be aware of the future and what will work. Like I have been aware so much in the last week or months or years, like all of these disastrous scenarios about the future, like how everything will be turned out bad, how everything will end up in a very, very bad situation. Like there's all of these bad scenarios. And every time that I listen to them, like there's this contraction in my world. The sense of space like goes away. Like I start to feel heavy. And that's actually our body is giving us the information and our being giving us the information saying, hey, like this is not true and real for you. And yet most of us have been taught like the more intense it is, the more heavy it is, it's more real. It must be real because it's so intense. But what if you have a different possibility available for you? And what if what makes you light, actually not what makes you light is true for you? And that is actually us embodying a different reality on this planet Earth when we choose what light us up, what gives us more space, more ease, more expansion, instead of going into the heaviness and trying to figure out the heaviness or trying to bring lightness into the heaviness, where we go, hey, like what choices do I have available? What is possible for me that isn't possible for these other people? And that's where you start to create a totally different possibility. And that is what I would love to invite you all to really starting to nurture your reality instead of feeding the mess reality, the polarization, right and wrong, good and bad. This is what you should choose. You shouldn't choose that. And yeah, and like what choice that you can make today that would give you a more sense of space, a more sense of nurturance, caring, peace, ease, joy with you and your body. And that could be anything. Like, I have been working on the house that we're living in right now. We just moved here 2 months ago. And there was a lot of repairing required to be done. And like, it's fun for me nurturing the place that I am living in. It's such a gift. And even us coming here is a totally different reality. Like, we're in the UK 1.5 years ago, and like we lived. My apologies. We lived in the UK for 1.5 year, and then like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, actually, we're like, hey, like, we would like to move because we knew it was time to go to somewhere else, and we didn't know where to go. And we were like, okay, universe, show us. And that is embodiment done different, because in this reality, again, we have been told if you're going to choose to go to a different country, you have to make all of these calculations, or you have to have a good reason, like, because we're happy, like everything was working, we have phenomenal friends there, and yet there is this awareness of, oh, it's time to move, it's time to go somewhere else. And we're like, okay, so where? We're looking some warmer climates like Portuguese, Spain, and like none of them had this sense of lightness and expansion, and in none of the possibilities that we're looking at was matching the future we know was possible. And Rachel had a house here that she co-owns. Rachel's my wife, and she's Access Consciousness certified facilitator, and she's facilitating 5 specialities. And she has a house here, and we were like, okay, like, let's go visit there. And actually, there was like someone else living here, and there's a lot of energies that was not, I'm going to say, so pleasant, but yet there is this awareness of, oh, let's go, like, let's explore. And we just like, come visit it here, we have checked it out, and we're like, oh, actually, this is matching with the future that we would like to create. And the moment that we chose it, everything's starting to move. The person that was living in this house, they actually moved out, and like everything started to show up magically. And that is what is available to us when we don't embody this reality, but when we are willing to be what is true and real for us. And like right now, the house is such a nurturing space, and we're so grateful to be here. We have so much more space, it's green everywhere, and we're so much more happier. And yet again, there is no cognitive explanation or no reason and justification to our choice. We were just like, hey, it's now time to move. And we're like, universe, show us. Like, what if you don't have to figure out everything in your life before you make a choice? What do you know that you haven't yet claimed, owned, and acknowledged? And to explore this topic further, because like this is a huge, huge topic and it goes in so many directions. I'll be facilitating a class starting on the 22nd of August. It's a 2-part series called Access, Expand, and Embodiment. And it's in the evening, which I'll be putting a link into the chat if you want to check it out, where we will be exploring all of these places and like be present with like where you are buying into this reality, where you are trying to make this reality work for you when it doesn't, and what is your reality, and what would your life be like if you started to nurture that, trust you, trust what you know, and willing to choose what is possible for you. Even everybody around you think that you're stupid, even everybody told you that you are wrong. What do you know? And it's now the time to nurture that, care for that, and be that on the planet Earth, because it works for you, because it makes you more joyful, because it brings more ease, more possibilities, more expansion in your world. So if this possibility is something that you are looking for and would love to dive deeper into it, come join me. Or again, in this live, I shared a lot of information that you can start to apply into your life. I hope this was a contribution. I hope this life gives you more space, more ease, and more lightness in your world. And again, the home play or the invitation that I would love to be for you all to choose something that expands your world, gives nurturing, caring, and joy to your body. Beautiful. There it is. Mwah. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for watching this now or in the future. I'm so grateful for all of you. Bye for now.